Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. I thought I'd do a video talking about the monthly decals they usually do. These are something which happens pretty much every month, and the idea is there's like 5 to 10 different decals, and each of them have challenges added to them, and if you complete the challenges, then you get access to the decal. It's pretty much as simple as that. Over the last year or so, what they've been doing is recycling old ones for half of them, and then for the other half doing new ones, and I think that's actually worked really well and been really nice to see. But, well, we haven't seen any recently. The last ones we saw were obviously in December, and usually they do take a bit of a break when it comes to these things during the event periods, because you can obviously get some decals in the events themselves, but it does seem that they just haven't returned yet. Now, we do have confirmation that they are going to return. I'm just wondering whether they're going to try and do something different with them. From a personal point of view, something that I found is when it came to the content that I created, one of the lower viewed stuff that I do was always the weekly decals. Now, obviously, this is just from my personal perspective. It could be the fact that, people find it boring, or they also understand, that how to get them, so they don't, need tips or tricks about it, or, there might be other things that are going on. It's very hard to tell, at least from without properly, looking at it and analyzing it. So, at least just using that as a basis, the idea that, for me, it was some of the least viewed stuff that I've done. I wonder if, when it comes to Gaijin's point of view, what they're looking at is something which is not as prolific as some of the other parts of the game, such as the pages of history, or maybe even just the events in general, and they're looking to try and revolutionize the decals in some way. Because, to be honest, the decals haven't changed, or the way that they work hasn't changed in a very long time. They were added an insanely long time ago, and the only thing that they've really changed is the simple fact that you can get all of them, because before there used to be one which was always available for 200 GE, and if you didn't buy it, you just didn't get it. And then also now they recycle old ones with the new ones as well, so there was that on top of it. So maybe they're going to introduce new events which have these decals in, or maybe it just comes back as it always has done, and there's just been an elongated period of time where they haven't been available. It might be the fact that they're trying to put it into the Battle Pass. Maybe there'll be more decals for the Battle Pass itself. As I've said, this is the 10th season of the Battle Pass, and to be honest, it doesn't really feel like a 10th season. We've seen nothing yet which would indicate anything which would be kind of special, I suppose. Yeah, MX-50 is nice, but we've had stuff like the Centurion Mark V before, so it's no real difference to that thing. And then also the other two vehicles aren't exactly, hugely special compared to what we've seen before once again. And after the 10th anniversary, and setting expectations, I think, pretty high when it comes to these kind of landmark achievements that Gaijin get to, I feel like it is obviously something that would be nice to be celebrated a little bit more than just being a standard one. So maybe they're going to fold it into that. Maybe they're going to do a completely new event with the decals, or maybe they're going to make it an esports thing or a competitive thing. Maybe they're folding them into the ranked mode stuff. It's very hard to tell, what's going to go on with this stuff until we actually have actual confirmation. But the question is, would it be better in different ways, or was it completely fine how it was? And I suppose it depends on your perspective. For me personally, when it comes to the monthly decals, I thought they were really nice. The fact is, one of the things that I personally do is I don't focus on the grind of the game. So I do not focus on researching vehicles. I just spade vehicles as I go through the tech tree, and then stuff unlocks, and then I play that, and I just keep doing that over and over and over again. And the way that I don't focus on the actual research of a specific vehicle is I set myself different challenges, and I set myself different stuff to do. So, for example, I would do the Battle Pass dailies for different nations. I'd have specific lineups which were designed around this, like the 4.0 SPG lineup, for example, for Italy is very good for SPG kills. Heavy tank kills like 6-7 America, stuff like that. And then I would pick special tasks which kind of rotate around vehicles that I want to play. So let's say I get the intelligence special tasks because I want to spade the M3A3 Bradley, which I've been doing for a while. So, little things like that have always been nice. And monthly decals gave me a way of being able to kind of play different vehicles that I wouldn't always play. So, need 20 air kills for X Nation. All right, well, let's give a go at this plane that I haven't touched before, and maybe we can grind it out a little bit, maybe use it as kind of a starter point to be able to get some modifications for it. So I always thought that the decals themselves were very good for that. I think they actually promote the idea of you don't force yourself to like focus on the grind itself, you focus on like other factors, which is really, really nice. So I'm hoping that in the future they do come back, just even in their standardized format, because of the simple fact that they were very positive for that general stuff. There are other ways they could bring them back, though. I've always thought about the idea of some kind of blueprint event, where in the Warbond shop you can like purchase a blueprint. The blueprint is of a specific vehicle, whether it be an old event vehicle or just a completely new vehicle. And the idea is once you purchase it, it turns into a Build-A-Bear event. So every match that you play, you get access to parts, and also maybe another like special kit thing that you need. And then you have like certain challenges that you have to complete in order to get access to the blueprint vehicle. Maybe you could make the blueprint timed to a specific amount, so maybe 3 or 6 months, or maybe you could just have the blueprint itself timed to the Warbond shop, so once you purchase it, it is just available for you. And if you do that, then, you can grind out the different parts of the vehicle. Once you grind out all the different parts of the vehicle, then everything gets put together, and there you go. Easy peasy. It makes complete sense, at least in my mind, to it, and it doesn't add really any additional grind to the game because you're doing it on top of everything, and then you just kind of add stuff to it. So I feel like you could easily do stuff like that, or you could incorporate the decals in boxes in the Warbond shop. I still think, since they have extended the time the battle pass is on, that doing stuff like putting more stuff into it would be nice to see. I think right now, when it comes to the Warbond shop, one of the big issues is the vehicles on offer are not a lot. Like you have basically 6 vehicles. They're usually around about the same ranks. They're usually the same ones recycled. I feel like you could do a little bit more with that part of the game. And with a new year, and also hopefully with new beginnings after the 10th anniversary, maybe that's what we'll see. We'll see different stuff, and we'll see different things tried and kind of push forward with. Maybe that's the same with the decals, maybe not. We'll never know until we see it. But as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank Forge, Siegebreak, Carrion Crow, Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, and also Sem Arslan, Wilkski, Uncle Bean, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.